Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you doing, guys? Hello, hello. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope everything is working. You can hear me, you can see me, and I really hope you're having all a great day. And in case you have just a few free seconds, please let me know from which places you are connecting today, where you're from, so this data will help me in the future to plan the perfect time for everyone to have live sessions so that is convenient for everyone to join. So in case you have just a few seconds free, just drop me location in the top chat thing and that will be super useful. Thank you very much, guys. And I really hope you're doing great. I'm not sure what level of open AI knowledge or using our tools you have. So I'll try to go pretty slow. I will try to explain every step and what I'm doing in case you don't really understand something or something was not that clear. Please, again, let me know in the chat. I will try to address it as soon as possible. So I think we are ready to start. I give it a little bit of time so people might have a minute to join. I hope everyone who wanted to join is already here. And let's dive into our today's topic, which is GPTs and tools for content creation. I think that is a great topic because nowadays everyone creates content, whether that is for your personal purposes, for your small business, for your work, because there are a lot of marketing people out there who are trying to make their days a bit more efficient with our tools. So I really think that is useful for lots of people because nowadays everyone is connected to content at least somehow. So today we're going to cover three GPTs. That is important that we transferred everything from plugins as we used to have a few weeks ago to GPTs. That is super important. And there are a few things that you should know. There is the last video on our channel with links to all the GPTs that we have so far. So feel free to go to our last video on the channel. And hey, Aaron from Phoenix, Arizona, thank you very much for letting me know. And yes, I was saying there is one last video on our channel where you can find all the links to all the GPTs that we have so far. And also, we updated description boxes YouTube videos on every single one of them. So if we're talking, let's say, about Copywriter, Aaron Copywriter plugin, on the top there will be the link not just to the plugin but to GPT, so it's easier for you to find. And I really hope that's going to be useful for you. So today we're going to cover three GPTs. Well, the first one is going to be A and B web search, and I am about to share the screen. I hope everything is working. Let me know if something is off. The first thing I will be doing just for the convenience is sending the link to the GPT, in our case A and B web search, in the chat. But again, you can find those on our YouTube channel within the description boxes, like every single video has those. So this one, A and B web search, that helps you to browse uh, internet with the relevant information, which is important. This particular GPT is like a bridge between OpenAI technologies and all the information we have on the internet live. Because as you know, OpenAI does not have access to the internet right now. It has they are trying to update it every time, but I think now the latest version they have is from April, and they're updating it once in a while. However, if something was posted like an article, let's say a few days ago, you won't be able to access it from OpenAI. So that is why we have this particular GPT, which is super useful for research. What we can do, I have a few user cases here. Let's we are trying to look for the content and we found something we think might be relevant, but in this case that is in German. What we can do is copy the link to the article that we found, go back to the chat, paste the link. What we can do is ask for what is the summary of the article. So what this GPT in this case does is a few things. The first one, it will be auto-translating everything from German to English because that is the language of the prompt we have here. Quick tip, please don't forget to allow all the actions. That is something we are not able to change. That is a new feature of OpenAI. So that is something we have to remember all the time. So the first step, it will be doing the translating the article, and the second step, it will be actually proceeding with our prompt, which is summarizing the article that we sent previously. And here, as you can see, just in a few seconds, we already have the short summary, very neatly organized, very easy to understand. And in this case, if we are researching for some content, that is a great tool to expand your horizons. And if you're an English speaker, do not be limited only by English speaking content. You can also dig into other languages and see what they have to offer. Or if you have to link some sources, that is again a great tool to look through information, double check everything, because sometimes the translators, it's a horrendous amount of job to copy every paragraph and paste it to Google Translator, for example. Of course, I always say there are other ways to do it manually, but why would we waste our time when we have this great tool right here and we needed just 30 seconds to do that? The second thing that I want to, I just randomly chose a brand, in this case BMW, that is international account. And as we know, for content creation, we do need to do a lot of analysis. So basically, what is the content about? What is the strategy of other companies? What are competitors on top? And so on and so on. What we can do is copy the link to the BMW account. I usually do prefer to start a new chat just to make sure that information does not clash. And oops, just a second. Let's refresh it to make sure everything is working smoothly. New chat. We paste the link to the BMW Instagram page, and what we can do is ask what is the content strategy based on the link. And again, please don't forget to allow the action, because sometimes I just prompt something, go to another tab, and then I get frustrated because I forgot to allow the action and I need to kind of start over that again. That is just a few minutes maybe of extra time, but again, if we can save those, let's do that. And here, what we can see, again, I'm not saying that's going to be the perfect analysis, but again, that is a great tool to save your time and not going through every post manually. If you try to paste the link to BMW Instagram account without our GPT, it will say that it's not able to access the link, but based on the information from April 2023, and gives you some information about, like, general information about the content, that information they can find in the version of the internet back a few months. But in this case, we have analysis that we have from the link that we provided before. This information is not obsolete, it's up to date. And again, what I really like is the structure. It's very easy to understand, it very easy to follow, and you can see the descriptors of everything. And then in case you need it, you can also ask to elaborate on some points that you find more interesting than the others. And again, something I really appreciate every time, besides all the points before, we also have the summary right here, which makes our job much, much easier in terms of content creation. And one more user case for this particular plugin, which is just as a reminder, A and B web search. I'm going to a page of an influencer. In this case, is this guy. He has pretty subtle content. And let's copy his link, go back to our chat right here. We can paste link to the profile of the influencer that we just saw. And what we can do is, let's say I need 10 more influencers like this from Germany. Let's say provide a list with each links. So basically, of course, we know that influencer marketing is a huge part of content creation. Sometimes we need to look for inspiration. Sometimes we also consider influencers some kind of competitors in terms of the informational field, because we do compete for the attention of our consumers. Sometimes we need to do that research to actually partner up with the influencers and work together with them. And that is a great tool to help you out because, of course, again, you can do it manually. You can go through, regenerate. We can go through that manually. However, that makes our lives much, much easier when we can just use the tool. We're gonna have the list of the influencers with the links, a little bit maybe of the information, especially if we prompted, there will be descriptors about the influencers. And right here, yes, Anna Maria Dam, we have the link. We don't have descriptors in this case, but again, we can just go to the Instagram pages and see if they're the good feed for our brand. Again, if you're looking for something in particular, you can leave the link. You can also give a little bit more information. For example, that you own a fashion brand and you want to collaborate with influencers, maybe particular size or particular city, please provide me with a list of these kind of influencers with the links. And here you will have all the results that are relevant based on your prompt. And I think this one is pretty straightforward. We already can see lifestyle, sport, fashion, entertainment. That was a pretty easy prompt. We can look for more. As you remember, I had a little mistake. There was an error. However, after regenerating the prompt, it's working pretty well. So please make sure that you try to regenerate. In case it doesn't help, refresh in the browser. And then if the errors still persist, feel free please to contact our support team and we'll be happy to double check everything for you and fix the bug. So the second GPT that I wanted to talk about is Aaron Copywriter. Again, that is pretty easy to infer from the context that this GPT helps you to compose together the text. And again, for content creation, copy is a big part of that for captions, for articles, for blogs. Copy is actually like 50% of your social media strategy, whether you're a personal brand, you have small business, and so on. And sometimes we don't really have enough time to nitpick on the copy, to have all the details, to develop everything. So I believe that is a great tool right here, Aaron Copywriter, to work with the copy for in terms of content creation. I'm also sending the link here in the chat so you have access to that. However, just a reminder, there are videos on our channel, and if there is a video about Aaron Copywriter, even the plugin, there will be in the descriptor box the link to the GPT that you see right here. So we can show two user cases right here. The first one, we have a link to the Wired article, Will Life Be Better in the Metaverse? I just randomly chose this article. As always, I copy the link to the back to our GPT Aaron Copywriter. I paste the link to the article and what in this case in particular, let's imagine I need an Instagram post copy to um, to summarize the information from the article and provide a link to it. Oops. Information. And also, let's say I wanted pretty short and friendly, tone of voice. Usually what it asks for, you could have just provided the link and say that you need the post. However, in this case, what we need to provide, hey Nelson, hey, thank you for dropping a message in the chat. So allow the action. What this GPT usually asks for is a little bit of a guidance. Let's see if, yeah, this one was enough. So basically I wanted pretty short and flat friendly tone of voice. Let's say you have a particular vocabulary of keywords for your business that we want to be used, or you know that your business communicates with a particular tonality. That is this first prompt with a link to the article and also a little bit of directions is a perfect place and a perfect time to actually give those directions. So whether you want it friendly or you want it official, you want it for techie savvy target market, or you want it for beginners and newbies who are not that confident with all the advanced vocabulary, that is a great place to define that. And then based on that, we can have, in this case, a great caption for Instagram. If you don't like it, we can also give some additional prompts. So the first result that you get, it does not mean that you have to give up here if you don't like it. For example, in this case, I think it is pretty wordy for an Instagram caption. So let's say make it shorter. And in this case, it's gonna just shorten that. And again, I think that is a great way to make your content strategy just easier to implement, because we give the link, we give just two-liner prompt, and now we have the copy ready. That is what we wanted. That is the description, like summarizing the article, and then link to the article and even the hashtags. I think that is super useful. I really use it on everyday basis because again, even if you're not happy with some details here, it's much easier to take it as a main structure and then change one or two words manually rather than starting everything from the scratch, especially if you're working on a content strategy. You know how time consuming it is to compose everything together, to gather all the information, to put it, to copyright it, to proofread it, and so on and so on. So I think that is a great tool to save a little bit of your time on an everyday basis. And the second example that I wanted to show you for this particular GPT, we have Medium article right here. Again, that is a pretty big article. It's a bit more technical because it's about AI forcing startups to chase the mirage. Let's copy again the link to the article. Back to our Aaron Copywriter chat. Start a new chat. Just again, let's refresh the browser to make sure everything is working. And here we go. We, as usually, paste the link to the article and let's say I need a LinkedIn post. I want it to be friendly and easy to understand for general public, let's say. Let's see how it works. Again, don't forget to allow. Okay, in this case, it was fine. In this case, it did ask for a little bit more. Let's say we just want to summarize main points of the article. Because again, we are not sure if we want to highlight particular aspects of that. We just want the general idea. So we want to summarize the article and we want it to be friendly and easy to understand for general public. So here we go, based on the title, and then we have that with the emojis, amazing structure. We have headlines, we have sublines, and we have the main long copy in between. But again, I really like how neatly structured it is. It's very easy to follow. It's very easy to edit in case you do want to amend some details of the article right here. I would say that might be a little bit too long even for a LinkedIn post, but let's see how it will end up in this particular case. It did give us some hashtags that I really also appreciate. So let's say we do like it. I did scan the information. It very aligned with the article that we provided before. But let's say make it shorter. And just like that, we are editing what we had in our first prompt, because I really like the structure, I like everything, but I think even for LinkedIn structure would like it at least 2 times shorter. But again, as you can see, super easy prompts. Firstly, we provide the link, then we say what kind of information we either want to highlight, to summarize, what bits of the information, and then we are trying to kind of give the tone of voice, including what you have before, including if you want it to be for experts or newbies, and so on and so on. So here, I really like this one already. It still gives a good amount of information, but it's not a lot of information for the post, especially on LinkedIn. It's not too long to read, but also it is a perfect size according to what I was expecting. And the last GPT tool that I wanted to show to you today is Video SEO Copilot. So again, this one in particular does work mostly with YouTube videos, but again, if you're working in a particular niche, you can copy a video from your competitors or from your niche and see how it works with that, just to kind of analyze um, search engine optimization in this case, because it will provide you A, with a short description for the video, and B, for keywords for your business. So you can, of course, use it for YouTube, you can use it for Google, you can use it for ads, just using the keywords that are out there to see how it's going to work. So here, to be honest, I did not spend too much time. I just found the first video that was on my recommendation page, year-end business strategies, copy the link, go back here. We're going to paste, and let's see how it's going to work. What it usually does, it gives you a short description of the video, like here, informative vlog, blah, blah, blah. We talk about this and that, which could be useful. For example, if you need to analyze the video, you can use it for that. If you want to have a descriptor for YouTube video, you can firstly upload it as unlisted, for example, put on this chat, and see what the description will be, and then copy in the description, go into our previous GPT Aaron Copywriter, and us to edit it for the YouTube description purposes, because here it's a little bit too descriptive. It's a bit too long. It's not really something. Oh, Alexandra is saying that I'm not sharing the screen. What screen are you seeing at the moment? Because let me check. Is it the problem just for Alexandra, or everyone else is not seeing? Let me double check. I will just stop sharing in case. And video. I hope it's working now. I just reloaded it. I hope it's working. It is working on my screen. I see the Video SEO Copilot, GPT. Yeah, I hope it's working. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So yes, as I was saying before, we have the description here of the video. Sometimes it is a bit too wordy, but again, you can use it, copy that, and go to the previous GPT that we were discussing before, Aaron Copywriter, and then edit it according to your needs. And what we also really have very useful here is SEO keywords analysis. So here you can actually see the frequency, popularity, relevancy, and score of all the keywords right here. And again, don't limit yourself. Don't think that you can just use it for YouTube. You can use it then for having performance marketing and targeting ads for your small business, for example, on other social platforms. You can use it for SEO optimization for Google. You can use those words in your articles on Medium, for example, to make sure that it's easier to find your business through search engine. Or you can just make it some kind of research and competitor analysis through this. I think that is really great tool. And of course, based on the name of the GPT Video SEO Copilot, it is also super useful for YouTube. I personally use it for all our videos. I analyze what keywords we can have, and then I'm trying to tailor our description boxes in a perfect way so it's easy to understand. Show the prompt again. To be honest, it was just literally the link. You can just copy and paste the link to the YouTube video with a relevant topic that either your business is working, or for example, you created already a video for YouTube. You can have it as an unlisted, and then copy here and see the video description. It puts it for you and then SEO keywords. But again, yeah, you can do that with the video you created. You can do that with the video of competitors of yours, or someone who is creating videos within the same niche as you are, for example, other influencers or so on or so on. So you can actually get, even though this particular tool seems very narrow, however, you can actually get very creative with it, because you can get a lot of useful information out of that. Because of course, I keep saying there are some other tools for SEO optimization in particular, but they are paid. They are working with too many platforms. So if you're just starting off your journey here, I think that is a great tool to have within your content creation journey. So today we've covered. Oh, I just realized I did not send the link to CEO Copilot GPT. I will do it before finishing up our stream right now. So here you have all three links to all three tools that we've covered today, which are A&B Web Search, Aaron Copywriter, and Video SEO Copilot. So every one of them are useful in different ways for content creation. You can use it for research, you can use it for copywriting for your posts. I will stop sharing, and you can also use them to analyze the strategy of your competitors or trying to compose the strategy for you. It all depends on how you're using those tools. Again, I always say, if you're using a new tool, try to prompt what are the features of the tool, because we do update our tools on a regular basis, and sometimes you might forget what the tools are actually capable of. So what I really offer, and I keep reminding to all the people from time to time, just ask what are the features of this and this GPT, and then you will be aware of all the possibilities that you can use it for. I really hope that was useful for you guys. I'm really glad you were here. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Let me know if you have any questions. In case you do not have enough time to drop the questions right now, feel free to comment on the videos on our YouTube channel. We do moderate those, or just feel free to email our support team. There is an email in the description box below to this live stream. We'll be happy to help you, and we will be happy to see you in our next live sessions. You can see there's some already planned on our YouTube channel. We'll be sending more emails about those. By the way, very sorry for the mess up that we had today with the links. We fixed it in the follow-up email. Hopefully it works well for you. And really glad to see you here. And thank you, Alexandra. I really hope that is useful for a lot of people. And yes, feel free to join for the next webinars. We will be here with different topics, different tools. And let me know if you have any questions. And in case you want some other topics to be covered, also feel free to drop any comments on any videos, and I will be able to see that and then take that into consideration for the next webinars. Thank you, guys. Have a great day, and thank you for being here with me. Bye bye.